Diddy or his son, but when you have a big case like this, they always tell you keep your mouth shut, right? Don't let your emotions trigger any type of back talk, right? Just keep your mouth shut, let the case play out. The media cycle controls what we talk about, and the media cycle is vicious because they could literally, like, remember when Trump was in office and all they talked about for the first time, they were covering all this coverage nationally on police brutality and black people getting killed by the cops and stuff. Since Trump got out, you don't really see that no more. When's the last time you seen any of that type of coverage? It's not that it stopped happening, they just stopped talking about it. And to me, Diddy was the scapegoat for this Drake versus Kendrick beef the last 2-3 weeks. Now, I told y'all after Drake's house got shot up, that was over with. We didn't get any diss tracks last week. That's dying down. People are waving the flag. 21 Savage is out here trying to play peacemaker, the whole nine. That's dwindling down. At least it looks so right now. But Diddy was the scapegoat because for 2 to 3 weeks, nobody has been talking about Diddy, right? He's floated under the radar. I think Tubi or somebody put out a documentary about him, but he dominated the news, not just black media, but media for the last 2 months. It overshadowed the Epstein case. And everyone's been talking about Drake and Kendrick. Diddy's been flying under the radar, being quiet. Everyone's attention has shifted. That's just crazy how the algorithm can do that. They can have you talking about something completely different than what you wanted to talk about or were previously. You forget all about it. And then the son, who also has his own case, forget about the association. That's his dad. He has his own case too for domestic dispute. And he gets in his feelings and feels like he has to defend his honor and his dad and does a diss track like everyone else is doing lately, right? Shaq dissed Shannon Sharp. Metro Boomin and Soldier Boy are going at. This is just every week you're hearing something new. So he puts out this diss record. There's some of it right here. He debuted it on Academics, and he's talking about 50, saying that he's gonna slap everybody that says no Diddy. Because people don't say no homo no more. They say no Diddy. I'm like, you're gonna be slapping a lot of people. I guess you're gonna be the new Rick James. But yeah, this is his clapback to 50 Cent for talking about his dad all this time.
That shit like 450. Police raid the crib like they think we selling crack. But we out here selling tracks, multi-million-dollar plaques. Rather put this shit on wax. All that gossip shit is whack. When all they had was 50 Cent, who put this city on the map? Stop lying. Pops been hated on by many men, and nigga, that's fine. They gon' try to stop these Eminems, and they gon' die trying. Pull up to the south side. We locked in, we got ties. Don't give a fuck about no blogs, cause we really outside. Hey, yo.
So that was what him and his people put together. I mean, look, if you're going to come at somebody for dissing your dad, you could go a little tougher than that. You know what I mean? That was kind of weak. And he's saying he's going to go roll up on Southside. Look, it's a lot of places that have been gentrified in New York. Southside is not one of them. Go there if you want to. But, yeah, I mean, look, obviously this is serious, this case. But no one is in jail. So, I mean, you don't really know. You just got to kind of let it play out. And I think that's why Diddy probably slapped him upside his head. Like, what are you doing? Why even 50 said in his response, you dummy, you got the investigation going on. Why are you bringing up anything right now? Y'all are floating under the radar. Even 50 stopped talking about Diddy the last few weeks. Everyone stopped. The attention, because like I say, the media cycle, the attention shifted. And then you brought it right back. And now everybody's clowning you and your pops again. They're posting all these pictures of them in these leather costumes and outfits. You know what I mean? Just looking extra suspect. And he puts, and 50 responded, I feel so threatened by the things Christian is saying on this record. I'm afraid of my life. Please don't hurt me, guys. He's being sarcastic. I never mentioned or posted anything about Puffy's kids. And he is true about that. He definitely didn't post anything about the children. Because Keith D said he killed Tupac. Oh yeah, that's definitely a claim right there. That dude was on Vlad, I believe, saying that. But yeah, why this was just dumb. Why would you? And look, I get it. That's your pops. You feel like you got to defend his honor. Look, Deion Sanders' son took some heat because he was going back and forth with a former Colorado teammate a couple weeks ago. Because one of the players got into it with his pops, and yeah, that's his coach, but that's his father first and foremost. So a lot of people was like, man, that was weak. You shouldn't have said nothing. Hey, that's his dad. You know, but when you in a situation like this kid here, and we gotta stop calling him a kid because he's like 25. But he's got his own situation, and then be talking and bringing up stuff that people have legitimately put on the back burner. People are foaming at the mouth waiting for the next Kendrick Drake record. They're not even thinking about this, and you bring it right back up. Why? And then to put out a soft diss track that no one's gonna remember by Saturday. Like, come on, man. Like this, this is bad, bro. You know, they say we making multi-platinum plaques. Did Bad Boy ain't had a multi-platinum record since like the early 2000s, man. What multi-platinum plaques? I hope he ain't talking about those 90s Bad Boy joints that he keeps on sampling and remaking, because I know they remade the Total joint with Biggie. They done remade the Little Kim joint for him. There's no creativity with this dude. But yeah, he's standing up for himself and his father. Look, you got to let it play out. You don't know how serious it is. No one's in jail. So I don't know how deep you could go into it with the details, but yeah, it's a silliness, man. Like I said, float under the radar and let things play out. But yeah, this media cycle, like I said, it's social engineering. You know, 90% of the time they control what we're talking about. They control what the content creators are talking about. You'll start seeing a lot of them this week shifting their content towards this again because the Kendrick and Drake stuff is watering down. You know, the cycle it controls what people talk about at work. You know, you got an election coming up and no one's talking about it. You know what I mean? People are talking about everything but that. That could be social engineering also. But yeah, Diddy's son is out for blood. No pun intended, because I know that he's got some wild allegations out there on him too. Allegedly, he's a violent young man. So let me know what y'all think. Hit the like button, all that good stuff in the comments. I'm out.